Hello, this is Patrick from Challengers Comics and Conversation in Chicago. You know that. You know me. Today's June 10th, and everybody's going blind bag crazy. That's right. So many people opening blind bags today, so we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to open, right here in front of you, this 616 Marvel Special blind bag featuring Doctor Doom. What can I get, you ask? Well, it's Doom Quest #1, but is it the black and white cover made just for this? Or is it a variant by Brian Hitch, or an ultra rare artist sketch cover, or any one of these reprint facsimiles, or then incentive cover, whatever, not incentives, but just different covers. That's what you're going to get in the 616 mystery bag. I'm just calling them Doom blind bags. I want to make sure I don't cut anything as I open it. And I'm using scissors so I don't hurt the book or anything. First thing that I'm very excited for, and the entire reason I'm buying one of these, it's very small, isn't it? It's not going to work right. Dang it. Okay, now, on with the show. Richards! Okay, so I got Doom Quest #1 with a cover by, I don't know, because I'm not looking at it. Dal, who's that? Is it Brian Hitch?
Yeah, Brian Hitch.
Okay. And then my reprint, it can be Avengers 25, Fantastic Four 258, or Iron Man 49. It is, in fact, Fantastic Four 258, Peach Momoko. God, I don't know if anybody does Doom better than Byrne. So there you have it. This is what I got in my Dr. Doom blind bag. What will you get? Richards!
This is a message brought to you by Patrick and Dal from Challengers Comics. It's pretty good.
In the Midwest, you know the best is there waiting, so come and join the conversation. Hot to approve, fan and artist and creator too. What? This is how the challengers do. What? Keep the conversation moving along. Keep reading comics, keep your local store strong. If it's hard, then it's a job for the challengers. What? Comics and conversation, y'all.
From Challengers Comics in Chicago,
this is Contest of Challengers, a comics industry business podcast with
Patrick Brower.
Patrick Brower,
Patrick Brower.
Patrick Brower.
Patrick Brower.
Patrick Brower.
Patrick Brower.
Patrick Brower, and W. Dal Bush.
W. Dal Bush.
Dal Bush.
Dal Bush.
Dal.
Dal. Dal. Dal.
W. Dal Bush.
Here's Patrick and Dal.
Take it away, Dal.
Patrick, how has your week of comic sales been? It's been a full single work day in the store for you for the week.
Did you not notice I said take it away, Dal, so I could have a sip of my beverage and a bite of my sandwich?
I didn't. I wasn't looking at you. Yeah, today was a pretty busy day at the shop. We're recording this on a Wednesday night.
I wanted today to be better, but I feel like the rain was working again.
Well, that's what I was going to say, was we were way ahead of the beam for like the first 4 hours of the day, and then around 3:30 where it started to get a little rainy, and then it kind of was heavily rainy from like 4 to 5. I think there's a lot of people that would have come after work that basically called an audible and went, I'm not going to the shop. I'm just going to go home.
I hope that means we'll have strong rest of the week sales.
Yeah, I mean, Thursday's not supposed to be rainy at all, and I assume that a lot of people that would have come in Wednesday might not come back until next Wednesday, but then they'll have 2 weeks worth of stuff, so a lot of that'll even out. I think having heavy business for the first 4 hours, again, was pretty sufficient.
This was such a banner week because
there was no Hulk book.
There was.
Well, not a Green Hulk book, not a Bruce Banner book.
I'll give you that.
Yes.
It's so rare now to get each of the 3 major publishers releasing an A-list #1 on the same day.
So this is the thing that was interesting, and I realized this as I was doing the weekly release video on Tuesday night. You know, obviously you have Absolute Catwoman from DC, huge book, huge launch. Of the like wave 2 or 3 Absolute stuff, it's definitely the one that was positioned as the bigger book to Absolute Green Arrow. We'll see if that ends up being the case. So far, it hasn't, but I didn't work when Absolute Green Arrow came out, so I don't know. Obviously, Marvel has Avengers Armageddon. Obviously, Image has Mask. And then, you know, from Image proper, you also have M1 Monster Racing League. which I would not call that necessarily like an A-list book, but Jay Lee is considered a fairly prominent artist who has a fan base. Go with me here because
I said nothing.
because you made a face and you tilted your head in a direction that said disagree. But then we also have Dark Horse has Skate Alley, which is Kelly Sue DeConnick co-created book, which has some pull. People were definitely picking that up. Some people were picking up a couple copies because they were excited about it and they wanted to give it to people. IDW had Godzilla's The Odyssey, which the Godzilla Monster Beast Theater stuff is pretty successful for us. It's the most successful of the IDW Godzilla titles. So again, this was a week where you had multiple publishers were coming out swinging with stuff. And you could even dial that down and go Dynamite had a Ben 10 #1 reprint and Ben 10 #2, which were huge.
So I think it's safe to say that Ben 10 is their biggest book, definitely for us.
For us, for sure.
So really, this was Ben probably Supernatural.
Sure. So this was a week that had a lot of different #1s for a lot of different fans. I wouldn't say it was necessarily a big week for graphic novels. Certainly not relative to last week where there was the Matt Fraction Batman Volume 1, there was Sleep, there was Lore Olympus, there was, I'm sure some other stuff. 3 different compact comic style books. This was Absolute Green Lantern Volume 2, and then the third volume, I think, of the Joe Kelly Amazing Spider-Man. A bunch of manga, but that's usually not a week 1 sell for us. But we had Dandadan, we had Chainsaw Man, we had Kingdom, we had some other stuff.
We just got in a manga book that I think is wonderful.
I noticed.
Record Journey.
Yep, from Titan.
And it is about...
Of all people.
I know, right?
What?
It's about a used record store.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
It's great.
Yeah.
I'm not finished with it. It's different stories.
Uh-huh.
I'm only on the second story, but I really enjoyed it. And it's also teaching about different cultures.
Sure.
Through music, Dal.
Ugh. It sounds terrible. I hate music. What is it worth?
But what I was going to say, after working the day today, and I had a goal in mind, we didn't hit it.
No. But the weather was the weather. I mean.
Right. But also, I wasn't seeing the sales on the books that I thought we would see. And the few times that I would say, hey, you're buying the stack of Absolute Batman reprints. Did you see Absolute Cat 1? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, it's right here. Okay. And no, just didn't even touch it.
What I was most surprised by and was like, oh, okay, was how long it took to ring up my first Mask blind bag.
Yeah.
Did not seem like a book. I mean, Mask is doing okay. And, obviously we ordered at a level because we have a signing with the writer coming up at the end of the month, which hopefully everyone will come by for. But certainly, if we didn't have the signing, we would be ordering a much more conservative number for this book. But the blind bag specifically was the thing where it's I guess this is the one where it stops. It just felt like the one where people just went,
how can your one with Rom in it be the one where it stops?
Yeah. I guess that leads into our big topic for the week. So there was a blind bag, and we ordered a lot because every time that Skybound has done a blind bag, they toss in some very cool stuff. The first one they did was Battle Beast #1. And that included not just various variant covers for Battle Beast, which is what they advertised it as, but it also included new stuff like Battle Beast #2 a month early. It included a reprint of the first appearance of Battle Beast from Invincible. Is that the one where they tossed in the Marvel team up?
Yep.
It was the first ever reprint of the Marvel issue of Marvel Team Up that Invincible showed up in. That, to my knowledge, had not been collected in any of the various Invincible collections to date. I think it's going to be going forward. I think they're doing some new printings where that issue might be slotted in where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know if that's every thing or if it's just going to be in the deluxe edition hardcovers or one format or something. So we knew with Mask there'd be unadvertised stuff. There was bound to be something where there was going to be a special book. So it was revealed this morning via Instagram as people were getting their Mask blind bag somewhere in the world that one of the secret books for Mask #1 blind bag was an all-new comic book by Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo De Felici, Rom #1, a one-shot comic bringing Rom the Space Knight of Marvel Publishing and IDW Publishing in the past, to the Energon universe.
An all original story.
Yep, not a reprint, not just a full length original comic that you can only get currently in the Mask blind bag. That's the only thing I heard about that was coming out of the blind bag. So I don't know if that's the only surprise they put in there. But for whatever reason, yeah, for us so far, the Mask blind bag's not really moving. I think we've moved. I mean, God, like less than a half dozen. Like it was not a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that'll be a reason for people to come to the signing.
Sure. We hope to still have them by the time the signing rolls around at the end of June.
June 26th.
26th. That's Friday.
26th at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Dan Waters from Mask and from Destro and from Homesick Pilots and
One Hand and the Six Fingers
and Batman Dark Patterns, which is out of print, so we can't have it for the event.
Yeah.
But we went Mask heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And as Dal said, if it wasn't for the signing, we wouldn't have ordered it as high as we did. But as far as those three major number ones from the big three this week, we went Mask, Catwoman, Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say that Avengers is less than half what we ordered for Mask.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
Still a big number, though. We went, also, did they announce that Mask's already sold out and go back to press?
I think so. I know I saw a second printing listing in Lunar's database, so I assume that Mask is sold out.
And the day of Absolute Green Arrow #1 coming out and seeing its sales, I went back in and added a large quantity of Absolute Catwomans to our list.
So large that when I saw it, I'm like, Patrick, did you know that there's another format of this that we're getting a bunch of that didn't show up on the normal list? And you're like, yeah, I know. Okay.
And before Absolute Catwoman #1 came out, they announced it's going to a second print already.
Yep. Already sold out at the publisher level.
Yeah.
Which is not a huge surprise. I think every Absolute #1 has sold out within like 24 hours of release. That said, we still have some in print. We have some in stock at the store. If you need an Absolute Green Lantern #1 first print, we got them.
And we plan on having Catwoman in stock for a while, hopefully.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, we thought that with Green Arrow, and that was not the case.
Yeah, but I mean, the difference in numbers between those two books is...
Sure, but I mean, I'm telling you as the person who did the FOCs for Absolute Green Arrow #1, the number that we...
Oh, no, I agree.
The number that I landed at was like, oh, this will last us for like a few weeks.
Yeah.
It did not.
Lasted us till Friday. But I think we'll be glad to have those Catwomans.
I hope so. It's got 7 months of a series to go. So we'll see how needed those are. But speaking of Absolute Catwoman, the book released today on Wednesday.
I didn't know if you were counting Rom in the main topic for this episode.
I mean, I think so. It's okay. I mean, it's sort of the thing of... So we're going to be talking about the overall topic is spoilers. And basic spoilers.
Spoiler alert, everybody. Talking about spoilers.
How this information comes out and kind of what purpose it's serving. Like, finding out the morning of that, hey, there's a ROM book in the blind bags, obviously is a thing that should drive sales. You know, it's going to take people who are maybe ambivalent about it or are like, I don't need the blind bag, I'm just going to buy a copy of Mask #1, to then say, oh, but if I want the first appearance of ROM in the Energon universe, and this ends up being a big deal down the line, I'm going to have to buy some blind bags to try and find this comic.
Yeah.
But it also kind of ruins the surprise of, you know, having that be something that in North America, at least, you're finding out before most stores have even opened.
So how did you find out?
There was a news story on, I think, The Beat. And The Beat had seen, basically people had gone on Reddit or Instagram and said, hey, I opened a blind bag and
okay, that's what it was. So you didn't find out through the press release.
Correct. The press release came out 3 or 4 hours later. But this is already, you know, the press release is ready to go because they know that people somewhere in the world, and I'm assuming the people in other countries that are ahead of us in time, people were going there, buying their comics and went, oh my God, there's this ROM thing. Or
because people were saying they found these blind bags well before we were even open for the day.
Right. Or conversely, it could be people that, got them shipped out. Like the rule for a lot of things is like, if for street dates, if you're a store, you can ship out Tuesday because people can't get them until Wednesday.
Yeah.
But if you got your mail early enough or whatever, in theory, you could have them early Wednesday.
And these could be shop people as well.
Yeah, exactly. It could just be a store opening up going, hey, there's a rom comic.
I mean, I'm putting up 50 of them tomorrow looking for rom.
Okay, good. I hope you enjoy all your Mask #1 cover Bs by J. Scott Campbell and Sabine Rich. So obviously it's a sales tool for people to find this and then post about it and then get that FOMO going in everybody else. But there's a part of me that's like, wouldn't it have been nice to not know that? To just buy a blind bag and go, holy shit, I didn't know there was a rom comic in there. But like, that's a minor thing, I guess.
Every time you say rom comic, I just hear rom com.
I know. But like, that's the surprise aspect is minimal compared to the sales potential of getting people to go buy blind bags. Like that's what it's for. You want people to find out as soon as possible in the process to spur them on and go buy a comic book. Like it's a very simple A to B thing. Where it gets a little trickier is stuff like Absolute Catwoman, where I guess spoilers if you haven't read Absolute Catwoman #1 yet.
Well,
maybe
all right, let's
skip ahead.
Let's talk about it without saying what it is.
I mean, you can't not, because the point is, like, there was a book so basically in Absolute Catwoman #1, the story of it is the old crew that she ran with are in trouble and she is under attack.
She being Selena Kyle.
She being Absolute Catwoman. The mystery is who is the hyper competent character that Absolute Catwoman is in conflict with throughout the first issue. It's largely an action chase sequence that runs through the first issue. And you find out at the end of the first issue who it is.
It's a good character. It's a good concept.
I guessed it a third of the way through. I don't think it's going to be a huge surprise to anyone who's familiar with the overall Batman franchise for the last 30 years. You'll figure it out probably pretty fast.
I was, in fact, Black Cat from the Marvel Universe.
I was talking to a customer and it said that one of the problems with Absolute Catwoman is that, basically when you're doing Absolute Green Lantern, Absolute Green Arrow, there are characters that exist within that universe in the DC version that you can pull from. Like when you're doing Green Lantern, you can obviously do Sinestro, you can do the Black Hand, you can do a bunch of different characters, you can do
Green Hunters.
Yeah, all that stuff. Obviously, Batman has his whole rogues gallery that you can do new Absolute versions of. Even Superman, has stuff like Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane and whatever to fill out the supporting cast with. Catwoman is a character that's had a solo title since the 90s, the early 90s. And yet I don't know anyone that can name two like original villains for Catwoman that they could do something with an Absolute Catwoman that would be significant to a new reader. Everything is like some Batman character that she sort of inherited or did more with. There's a supporting cast member that they immediately use. And it's the only supporting cast member for Catwoman that you can ever think of.
Batman.
And that character shows up on like page 4. And it's like, great. Okay. But then, so basically the mystery character has to be someone basically outside of Catwoman's entire conduit.
I read the whole Jim Ballant run, and I've read a lot of Catwoman.
Yes.
I can only name you, and I can't even give you the actual name, but the crime boss that Joelle Jones created for her series.
And that's the thing. Like, this is such a weird idea because there have been literally a dozen writers over the last 35 years of doing this book, and they've all created characters. They've all looked at this and gone, okay, well, we can't just have her fight Black Mask or whatever. We got to come up with something else. So everyone who goes onto that book is trying to create like that villain that will be her nemesis.
Yeah, I mean, Torrin Grombrack did a whole Gotham gangster run, creating new gangsters.
These are all smart writers. These are all people that have gone on, either had, long careers before this or gone on to have long careers after this. And yet, 35 years of trying. And it's like, who do you have for Absolute Catwoman? A Batman character that I don't recall Catwoman having a lot of interactions with over the, 26 years that character's been around for. Not really. But anyway, so this character's revealed at the end of Absolute Catwoman #1. There's a full page. They take their helmet off.
They're named.
Someone is said, like their name is said over a word balloon. So it's like there's no mystery as to who this is. You don't get to the end of this and go, I don't know if this is Angel or Riley, because I don't know what Georges Gianti has drawn. They're telling you like, this is who it is. And it's like, okay, that's cool. But my problem is that I think Tuesday, before the book had even gone on sale, DC announced that they would be doing between issues 3 and 4, because I guess Bengal needs more time, there was going to be a skip month between 3 and 4.
Do you think this is always part of the plan? Not it was just
I mean, I'm sure it was a scheduling thing, but I don't think they're doing it because Bengal's on schedule and can do a book a month. I think it was probably we are going to need to take a break. Like, either we need to push back the release to do 6 issues in a row, or if we're releasing the first issue in June, there's going to be a skip month in September. That's when we're going to run out of time. So, yeah, I mean, definitely the plan is someone needs to come in and do a fill-in issue, but and rightly so. I don't think in a 6-issue limited series you want like issue 4 to be by a different artist.
Yeah.
That sucks. Don't ever do that.
happens a lot.
Yeah, but that sucks. Don't ever do that. So DC announced on Tuesday, before issue 1 of Absolute Catwoman had gone on sale, and Patrick and I had already read it because we had the book in hand for 4 days.
And I had a PDF.
And there had been a PDF. That they're doing a one-shot between issues 3 and 4, and it's basically Absolute name of the character who appears on the last page of Catwoman.
Yeah.
And it's like, that sort of sucks.
Yeah, written by Shea Grayson, so it's, directly ties in, or
and arts by Mateus Bergara. Like, it's gonna look good.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. No shade on the quality of it whatsoever. But for a promotional aspect, it kind of ruins the end of Absolute Catwoman, and arguably half of Absolute Catwoman, because half of it is, what is the mystery of this character? If you read this press release and you've seen any of the promotion online, you've kind of already figured it out.
Why would you have not held it for a day, or like at least a day?
Especially because this is something that's going to be in the next solicits, which don't come out for another 2 weeks. Like, there's literally no reason to release it today, or to release it Tuesday. There's not even a reason to release it today on Wednesday when the book is out.
Yeah.
You could have done this next week. You could have done it this weekend. You could have given any reader at least 24 hours to go get their books and check it out. Like, I get that there's like a statute of limitations now with how fast the market moves. That in general, if something insane has happened, you probably don't have more than 6 days before the publisher's going to consider it like a reveal, you're done.
Yeah.
But this is like when it's art, better or worse, I don't know, than when Marvel announced the identity of the Mighty Thor, like the day of or the day before the book went on sale, when they revealed, hey, it's Jane Foster. Like,
oh, this 8-issue mystery we had all along.
Exactly. And they're like, USA Today is like, it's Jane Foster. And it's like, okay, well, stores can't order more copies of this book. And this is already selling great. And it's already like issue 8. So I don't know that this is going to help sell the book. It's going to make it hot, maybe, but like, no store's going to sell more copies of this. They might just sell faster than they did before.
Yeah.
They might sell out in a day instead of in a week. Thanks. And all that cost you was the end of Jason Aaron's reveal for this character. That now you don't get to experience it in the narrative context the writer intended and the artist intended. You just get it as a press release. It's like you were walking into the shop, and as you were walking in, someone was walking out and go, hey, by the way, Mighty Thor's Jane Foster. Thanks for that.
The old chestnut of people waiting in line to see a movie, and the people coming out of her. I can't believe Darth Vader is Luke's father.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Thanks.
Rosebud was what?
Yeah. So I don't love, I got a little irritated because it's just, some of it is just, as a comics fan, I would not want to find out that way. I would want to find out in the comic. But even as a retailer, I feel bad for the creators. Scott Snyder, Shea Grayson, Bengal, the editorial staff all worked hard to get this thing to work as a story. And instead, the publisher was like, by the way, here's who the character is that shows up in the comic you haven't read yet. I think that's shitty. I don't think that's the way you should do it. And again, unlike the mask thing, where arguably you could be sending people to stores to do it, they did it the day before the book comes out. Like, yes, you're sending people to stores, but they can't buy it now, and they can't even order this book that you're telling them about. It's a different thing. It sucks.
And this isn't an isolated incident. We mentioned the reveal of Rom, which is a spoiler in its own right.
Yeah.
And then,
if you can find a copy, I guess.
And then the identity of the Catwoman adversary the day before. Earlier this week, Marvel announced the launch of a new Avengers book.
I think November?
Spinning out of the end of Avengers Armageddon, which had not gone on sale yet, which people don't really even know the concept of yet.
Yeah, I mean, vaguely there was a sense of like the Red Hulk is fighting a bunch of Avengers, and weirdly, I don't know if they said this before, but it is legacy numbered. It is issue 803, so this is considered the Avengers title.
I did not catch that.
For the duration of its run.
Wow.
Even though the Avengers disbanded at the end of the Jed McKay run.
Yeah. So Marvel put out a press release announcing the new Avengers comic that comes out in November, as Dal said, that we cannot even sign subscribers up for until September.
So maybe September, maybe August, because I'm sure it's going to have like foil covers and stuff. So I'm sure there'll be some insane like or blind bags that it's going to
minimum of 2 months from.
Yeah. I mean, we're way far away from being able to do anything with that information.
And also, by doing so, tells you who the team is, and kind of tells you what happens at the end of Armageddon. None of this information is necessary to be in the world now.
Yeah, I'd argue it's a little too early for it. Like, I've always felt that was a weird thing for any event series, because usually, like, 2 months before an event ends, because usually for publishers, if they, end a big crossover event, the spin-off book, the new status quo thing, they want out pretty much immediately.
Yeah, like the next week if possible.
Right. But what that means is, so if the event series is ending in August, ideally, you would not want to do any of the promotion for what's coming next until after the story's over, because that way you can maintain the surprise. But that would then mean that the stations wouldn't be until August, which means the follow-up stuff wouldn't come out until October, 2 months after the event ends, which in comics might as well be a year. So what that means is if the series is ending in August and you want the stuff to come out in August as well, that means in June, around the second to last issue of the book, you're telling people, here is the new status quo.
Yeah, but all you need to do to sell that book is to say, spinning out of the events of Avengers Armageddon,
right?
A new team, a new mission, Chip Zdarsky, Marco Cicchetto.
Yeah, I mean, basically the artist of Ultimate Spider-Man and the creative team of
Daredevil.
The Daredevil series that went on to inform a lot of the stuff that's been on like the Daredevil Born Again TV show. Like the award-winning, I think I'm sure they probably won some award somewhere. Like that feels like all you need. Like, and you can do a silhouette of like, who are the characters?
Yeah, so I was going to get to that in a second, but do you remember when Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil #1 was being solicited? Chip refused to write solicitation for it, and he said, it's a Daredevil #1. You know if you want it or you don't.
Right. I mean, I guess the problem now is that Marvel is in a different place marketing-wise, in that they fired their marketing guy.
Well, sure.
But also, in a market strength position, they are not, it's not going well.
No.
So I wonder if some of this was, if this had been like 4 years ago, they'd have been like, keep it a secret. Who gives a shit? Like, we'll hype it. People will be excited about it. People will be, frothing with anticipation over what could be in the book. It'll sell great. But now DC's kind of been kicking their ass for like the last at least 6 months. And I wonder if there's a sense inside Marvel of like, no, we have to say this huge book is coming out in 5 months.
Well, I have a take, but going back to what you said about blacking out the cover, the characters, that was a Marvel go-to a couple years back. Any new book, any new team book, they would release the background and silhouette the characters, and then each day of a week they'd show you one of them.
I feel like,
and by that Friday they'd be like, here's the team.
I could be wrong, but I seem to remember the New Avengers, the Bendis David Finch book, doing that specifically, but not even doing like the slow tease. It was just here is a silhouette. Like,
yeah, but that was also the cover.
No, but like they didn't want to even say like the team is Spider-Man and Wolverine and the Sentry and whatever else.
But I mean, if you remember the cover to that Avengers #1, you don't see them. You just see their silhouette.
I don't remember.
So here's my take on why they felt the need to do this now.
Mm-hmm.
They have this big Avengers Armageddon book coming out.
Yes.
If you're a fan, if you're a comic reader, you go to the comic store and you've heard about it and you've seen the Daiki Ruin cover.
I wish that guy would do interior art again.
And you see it on the shelf. What would you do?
Flip through it.
You can't flip through it.
Flip through it.
Because every single prentice of issue 1 is bagged with a magic card. So I think it's a deliberate sales pitch to get people like, hey, you see this Avengers book we're coming out?
Yeah.
This is what causes it. You need to read this book.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't know if I think that Marvel assumes that people flip through books on the shelf. I don't know that they do. Like, well, it would be interesting if they considered
It
that.
makes sense. And that's the only thing about this that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a desperation thing. I think it's a company that is wrapping up the Ultimate line. The Midnight stuff is not ready to go yet. No one knows what it is.
In 2 weeks, on the 24th, Marvel's putting out 3 different Ultimate books. Ultimate Endgame, Ultimate Finale, and I'm yelling.
Ultimate Impact Reborn.
And Ultimate, I'm like, oh man,
You're so mad about this.
I'm gonna see these wave files be so loud. And Ultimate Impact Reborn on the same day.
It's too much.
Why are you doing that?
It's too much.
Also on the same day, IDW is putting out the first volume of each of their Godzilla Kaisei graphic novels.
I can sort of understand that. Those are connected volumes, and I can see why they wanted to do it that way.
Do one a week. It's not as if everybody who buys Godzilla buys Starship Godzilla and buys Dead Zone Godzilla.
Guess we'll find out.
I mean, we know this from the singles, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
But yeah, to announce an Avengers book that is 5 months away.
Yeah.
I can't even. I can imagine that the creators are unhappy about this.
I don't know if they are. I mean, it definitely feels like a thing that, again, there's no reason within the context of Avengers Armageddon to say, here's the next thing. Like,
Yeah, before it even starts.
yeah, although
Days before it's
one of the things that's weird about Avengers Armageddon, and I was thinking about this a few days ago, I think maybe around the announcement of the Avengers book, is that, Avengers Armageddon is not the only event that, pardon me, that Marvel's running over the next few months. Queen of Black, NX.
Yeah.
There's other stuff that they got going on. They got there's always a bunch of irons in the fire. So Avengers Armageddon is not like the spine of the Marvel universe for the next 6 months. But it is arguably a very large title. It is the Avengers. It is a global event that's happening. But what are the tie-ins? It's just Cap.
Yeah.
Like, where are the spin-off miniseries? Where are the one-shots? Where are the... Look, I don't love those books, and I don't think they've ever really helped sell a series, but they always give it a sense of, like, this is a big deal. You can tell because every week there's a new One World Under Doom miniseries or branded tie-in or whatever. This, I mean, unless I'm forgetting anything, I think it's just the 2 Chip Zdarsky books.
Well, also you forgot the prequel, Weapons of Armageddon Wolverine.
I didn't forget the prequels. I mean, during Avengers Armageddon, it's just the Cap comic.
Well,
And even the Cap comic is just like,
and
what's Steve Rogers doing? He's in a coma.
you know that he's going to hell. You know this, and this happens regularly with Marvel quote events. This was just a pitch for the Captain America book, and Marvel's like, no, we're making this a miniseries.
Sure.
I think One World Under Doom was the same way.
One World Under Doom felt significantly larger.
But I mean, that's the thing Marvel has done frequently.
They have. I mean,
Where writers like, here's my story, and Marvel's like, that's too good of an idea to waste in a monthly book. We're going to give it in a continuing title. We're going
to plus it up and make it a big event series. Yeah, I mean, that was Fear itself back in the day.
And as you look at all of the Queen and Black crossovers, if anything, that's turning people off.
Yeah, again, I don't think they're great necessarily, but I think they give it a sense of scale. Like, the books themselves may be forgettable and sell poorly, but the amount of them makes people, like, you're constantly hearing Queen and Black because you're seeing all these different books come out, even if you're not interested in buying them, and even if no one's interested in buying them, they act as a kind of promotion for the event. And I think it's weird that Avengers Armageddon doesn't have, a Bucky one shot, or, what's Tiger Division doing during the Red Hulk's rampage across your globe. I mean, like, again, I'm not advocating that these books are something I'm looking to read, but they do serve a purpose on a marketing and promotions level, if nothing else. So it's weird that they don't exist for this. It's like, in the same way that when a book doesn't have a variant cover for Marvel, I think, oh man, that must be a dog. Like, if they're not even going to give it one full fade than this, what the hell? And I honestly thought about Avengers Armageddon. It's like, no tie-ins? Oof. Yikes. Okay. And I'm the target audience for this book. I like Chip Zdarsky's Captain America. I like Delio Diaz's art and Frank Alpizar's art. One or the other, both. I like the idea of a condensed, focused 6-issue miniseries that doesn't have a billion tie-ins. 5 issues? I thought it was 6.
You can do July, August, September, October, Avengers, November.
You can say 5. You can just say it out loud.
Okay. Well, I wasn't openly correcting you. I was just letting you know.
You can. I mean, I was wrong.
Okay, it's 5 issues.
Okay.
It's a Marvel miniseries now. It's 5 issues.
Crazy. But yeah, I think there's value.
And Chip just turned in Avengers 5. You read that in his newsletter today.
I don't know if I saw that part.
Good for you. Yeah, that guy is so far ahead of the schedule.
I think you have to, though, when you're doing a big book like that, especially when there's multiple art teams. I think that was the thing that I learned from Marvel writers back in, like, when the Bill Jemas era, when books were suddenly like, the publishing plan was, okay, instead of doing 3 different similar series in a month, let's just do one series 3 times a month. Like, what's the difference?
Sure.
Like, why are we doing Web of Spider-Man and Spectacular Spider-Man and Amazing when Amazing sells more than the other 2? We'll just do Amazing 3 times a month. And in doing so, you have multiple art teams working simultaneously. So, like, Grant Morrison, when they were doing New X-Men, was kind of having to do, like, batches of scripts because it's like, okay, well, Chris Bachalo is going to be drawing at the same time as
Igor Corday
or Phil Jimenez or whatever. So all of this stuff has to be done. So you can just give them the scripts and they can go. And that's...
But if you look at it, now it's the way it is. He just turned in the script for a book that we'll get in March.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So overall, we're just disappointed by the companies themselves ruining the surprises you would get. It's like Mercedes Moné had said today, that wrestling fans are the most impatient fans because they don't want the story, they want the ending.
Yeah, we have a customer that comes in.
Just the one.
It was a slow day. And they're actually in today. They always want to talk about, like, superhero movies, but here's the thing. They only ever want to talk about what's coming up. They only want to talk about, like, the spoilers. They want to talk about the teases. They want to talk about the reports about characters that might show up and stories they might be doing. They want to talk about post-credit scenes. I've never once heard them talk about the movie that they just saw or the movie that is in theaters right now. It's always the next thing. And I find that way of engaging with stories as just information to be extracted to be the most, like, disappointing way of engaging with art. Is like, just read the Wikipedia entry then. Why did you do any of this?
Sure.
If it's just a data point, then that's a data point. And that's what it feels like some of this marketing is just like, oh, here's the character that showed up. Again, great. I would have liked to experience that within the context of the story being told instead of just learning about it from a press release.
It's not for us to tell people how to engage with the books they read. I see plenty of people, as we're checking them out, flip to the last page of a book to see what happens.
I only do that with books I don't read.
I would never do that to a book that I'm buying, but there's books that I'm like, I know there's a reveal coming. I'm like, I really want to know that. I just read it faster.
Sure.
Because it's not about knowing, it's about getting to the point where it's revealed.
Yeah.
People are different. People can do what they want.
Yeah, I mean, certainly once you buy the book, do whatever you want with it, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about publishers taking that choice out of people's hands, and that's what I dislike.
Yeah.
And certainly, like, we talked to some people today, just generally of the, like, women picking up Absolute Catwoman, like, hey, have you heard about DC's announcement? And some people are like, yeah, I heard, and they seem kind of bummed. But most, there were other people who were like,
it's weird, though, because when people said no, you'd be like, oh, yeah, so Sweden's going to fight, and they just blurted it out.
Yeah, it's Black Cat. But there were other people who were like, no, I haven't. And it's like, okay, read this as soon as you get home, and then go on social media or the internet.
Yeah.
Like, escaped the news, keep escaping it.
Keep escaping it is a good, I'm going to put that down.
Okay.
Well, my original title for this was just spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a good title for the episode. I like it.
You're welcome.
I like it.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could contribute something.
Another thing that Marvel has been doing that I feel is unnecessary or quite frankly bothersome to me personally is for all the different Spider-Man miniseries, they're using like different modifiers. So it's Spectacular Spider-Man Long Way Home or
Well,
uh
I think the Spectacular Spider-Man Brand New Day.
okay. But yeah.
And then Spider-Man Long Way Home.
Amazing Spider-Man Spider-Versity.
Which I hate specifically because the Amazing Spider-Man is not in Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
It's literally every other Spider character.
Just don't put that. It makes the title way too long. Spectacular Spider-Man Brand New Day. Why is it called Spectacular Spider-Man?
No idea.
Do you need to differentiate it from the Amazing Spider-Man because that's a different universe? Is that it's called Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I chop all those titles off.
Sure.
Because they're way too long to fit in a title line for people that are just engaging with lists of new releases on their phone or their tablet.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too long.
Yeah, it's one thing if your title's a sentence. You know, like something is coming to the children. Fine.
Or,
But when it's just like,
you have to structure beer a lot.
when it's just like adjective, character, title, subtitle, it's like too much. Too much.
Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge, Curse of Vader.
Oh my God. There were a million like hyperspace stories things from Dark Horse where it was like,
Oh yeah, Star Wars Adventures.
hyperspace stories,
Star Wars Adventures, Hyperspace Stories.
The Bad Batch, and then like the name of a 2-issue story.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I'm sure that has to do with the specific licensing they have.
But that's also like every Hellboy thing because there isn't like a Hellboy ongoing series. There's like an infinite number of Hellboy 2 to 4 issue series. So everyone is like Hellboy in the BPRD, year, subtitle.
Hellboy in Love, Inferno. There was just a different Hellboy in Love like 2 weeks ago or a month ago.
Yeah, I've said this before. We'll frequently have people coming in looking for books, and they know what they want. They know what they've heard about. They know it's been recommended to them, but they might not remember the exact title, or they'll want to read about a character or a creator, but then they'll be kind of baffled by the array of books that all feel like they're the same thing, but they're clearly not the same thing. And I'll joke sometimes like, yeah, DC makes it real hard because they put the volume number on the back of the book, or Marvel's got 7 different things called Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Where every single book says all in on it somewhere.
But, and that sucks. And it sucks that you can't figure that out. But at the same time, like, that's why I have a job, is because these publishers make it so impossible for someone to navigate these things themselves. But it is legitimately a problem that some of these titles are done in such a consumer hostile way where they're not really saying that, like, they're not communicating efficiently enough to the audience. And it feels like it's because at a publisher level, you've got people that kind of don't know what it's like to be a brand new fan coming to these things. So they're thinking about it in terms of like, well, shit, I know, that 6 different people have written Miles Morales Spider-Man in the last 15 years. What's the big deal? Well, most people don't know that. And they just assume like when they see Miles Morales Volume 1, then they see Miles Morales Spider-Man Volume 2, that's got to be the next one after 1. And it's like, no, idiot. That 2 comes way before that 1 because that 1 is from the 4th writer. The 2 is from the 2nd writer. You fucked up.
I know they have the same logos. That's not your fault.
And stuff like that. Like, I always think back to manga and like, you look at how successful manga is globally. You know why that is? Because when you're reading One Piece, it just goes to volume like 110.
Yep.
You know what you read after 1, 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then all the way up to 110. You try to read Spider-Man, and it's like, again, needle in a haystack. And then you're hoping that you find the next subsequent needle instead of a completely different needle.
But it's in a different haystack. That's the problem.
And it doesn't need to be that way. It's just weird things where even like, again, the Epic collections, they have the volume numbers on the back of the book instead of like on the spines. Spine just has a subtitle. No one knows what that means.
Oh. I had a younger reader in today asking if he could order a book. And he's very polite, but also did a great job confusing me. Because he's like, can you order a book? I'm like, maybe. What's the book? He's like, it's Warrior Cats. I'm like, okay. Like, Warrior Cats. So I Google. First I look at our website, then I Google it, and I'm like, I don't know Warrior Cats. Like, there's Warriors, which is about cats, but it's not called Warrior Cats. I'm like, what is it called? He's like, it's Warrior Cats. At the same time as his mom came up and put 2 volumes of Warriors,
Which is about cats.
with just cat faces on it,
Yep, about cats.
on the counter. And I'm like, do you mean these? He's like, yeah, I want the one that comes after this. I'm like, okay, so volume 4. No, it's the next series. Like, okay. And to make matters more confusing, it's like the 3 we have now. Warriors, the Prophecy.
Okay.
Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3.
Okay.
The next one is Warriors, the Next Prophecy. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3.
It's a pretty simple way of...
Or when you look it up on the publisher website, it's actually Volume 4.
Okay.
But it's not. It's Part 2, Volume 1.
Right.
And I'm like,
Do you remember when Mage was released that way? When it was releasing Mage, and they did a thing of like, basically, because Mage is 3 series.
3, yeah.
It was like hero, Mage, the hero discovered, hero defined, hero denied. But what they did was like each one of those was like Mage, hero discovered 1, Mage, hero discovered 2, hero defined 1, hero defined 2, hero denied 1, hero denied 2. But then on the bottom they would do 1 through 6. So you'd have this thing that was like Mage, hero defined 2, 4. It was like, what? What is happening? Again, like,
You got, I do.
Yeah.
But I have
all, it says hero denied book 3, 5, or book, yeah, are there 2? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. No, so this is the thing. So it says Mage, the hero denied book 3, volume 5. Mage, the hero denied book 3, volume 6. Because they put it is the 3rd book.
Yeah.
But there are 2 volumes in the book. So it unbelievably frustrating.
And Mage has been reprinted in different formats. And I think I have like the first 2 oversized ones.
Yeah.
Like I didn't adapt over the years. I'm like, no, I'm keeping my originals. But looking it up, this next Warriors book comes out at the end of the month. So it wasn't even out yet.
No.
And he was trying to say that he thought all 3 of them were out. And I think I did read like, there'll be a box set when they're all done. There was a box set of the first.
Yeah, Harper does a bunch of box sets of those.
But when and the kid was very adamant. So, and I
They always are.
I want to believe them. So I go by what they say. But I'm like, wait, did you mean these Warriors?
The number of times I've heard children be very insistent about a thing that they believe to be true that I'm overhearing in the store. And I'm like, that's not right. That their parents love them. I'm like, no, they don't.
But also just calling a book Warriors is, I feel like if I was coming up with that, I would want something more descriptive.
Sure. The Spectacular Warriors. The biggest problem I have is that every time I hear Warriors, I obviously hear
come out to play, yay. With some beer bottles clinking together.
Yeah.
A band that I love has just such an unfortunate name. The New Black.
That's going to be difficult to search for.
Oh, it's so hard to search for. Also, the worst thing was their first 3 albums. The New Black. The New Black 2.
Oh, no.
The New Black 3. And most of these, with the 4th one, they had a title.
Yeah, most of the things you're used to even narrow it down and search, like the New Black band. Nope. The New Black music. Nope. The New Black album. Nope.
Somebody just like had a title for their book. Like, you don't do that. It's as if, for example, going back to wrestling for a second, Nikki Cross, whose name is like Nicola Cross something, so it's part of her name, after she left WWE, chose a new name, Nikki Storm. Why would you take the name of one of the most current popular wrestlers? It's like calling yourself Nikki Austin. There's certain names that should retire.
Who else is a Storm? Lance Storm?
Tony.
Oh. Yeah, her too.
And you can't use that one. You know why?
Not even a current wrestler.
You know why you can't use it?
No.
It's timeless.
I suppose you're right.
Yeah. And with wrestling names, there's way too many Lees.
Here they are.
And I get it. Like there's in AEW alone, there's a bunch of Cages.
Yeah. And yet they never formed a group.
Nope. But I would want my book to be as unique as possible. For example, Four Kids Walking Through a Bank. Or We're Taking Everyone Down with Us.
Yeah. Again, when you make it a sentence, it's pretty easy. If destruction be our lot. You know.
Did you read you read If Destruction Be Our Lot #1, right? Okay. So I read it and I liked it. Then I got a PDF for 2.
Uh-huh.
2 blew me away.
That's great.
It's so good.
We got a bunch of copies of 1 left, so people can still jump on.
It just
Sure.
It's so good that I had an email.
I thought that was the case with We're Taking Everyone Down with Us. Where I liked issue 1, but like the premise doesn't really take place until like the last third of the first issue.
Yeah.
So once you get into issue 2, it's like, oh, this is your book.
But also 2 introduced all the supporting characters who were insane.
Yeah.
So good.
And again, like 2 through 6 is not a different story than 1, but it feels like when you're thinking about that book, that's what you're thinking about. You're not thinking about issue 1. Issue 1 serves a purpose and is good, but it's not what you're going to get.
The way I hand sell If Destruction Be Our Lot to anybody,
which you did today successfully,
you just show them the first page, and it's a full page splash of Abraham Lincoln and somebody from off screen just saying, I fucking hate that guy. Right? It's like, that makes you want to turn the page. I've got a 9-panel sequence from We're Taking Everyone Down with Us that I love to show people.
Yeah.
Because out of context, it is so insane.
And vulgar.
And I would legitimately read it right now, but I would need, it's on my phone. I can't use my phone.
It's okay.
But it's so good. You're like,
people are reason to come get the book.
You're like, okay, I want to know what this book is that has this in it.
Right.
Both those Matthew Rosenberg books. But I literally emailed Matthew Rosenberg and said, guy.
Yeah.
Next level. So good. Yeah. So good.
Are you going to say the same thing about his Spawn run?
Somebody asked me if I'll now be reading Spawn. I think it was Frank Davis. Frank Davis asked if I'm going to be reading Spawn. I'm like,
fair question.
I will read the first one.
There's people who are picking up She-Spawn because Gail Simone's right now.
Sure, and I get that.
There's definitely books, though, like, we've talked about this with Al Ewing's Venom. Like, I love Al Ewing. I think Al Ewing's great. I don't give a shit about Venom. I don't give a shit if Venom is, Alex Power from Power Pack. It's like, I don't want to read a Venom book. Like, that's just it, man. Like, I've made that decision as an adult reading superhero comics meant for teenagers and children that, like, Venom's the line I can't get to. I can't do it.
And I know that Al Ewing's been writing Venom for a while.
And I'm sure it's good.
But
it's just
jumped in with the all-new Venom #1. Carlos Gomez art.
Sure.
Like, again, it's a big mystery of who is the new Venom. Like, I'm in. And it's Al Ewing. It's real good.
I'm sure. It's still Venom, dude. I can't care.
But
I can't care.
You know why I jumped in with that? Because there was no King in Black stuff. There was no Null stuff.
Sure.
And when it crosses over to Queen in Black, I may check out for a few months.
Sure. I mean, that's what I did with Death Spiral for ASM. It's just like, I don't care about symbiote stuff. I never have. I never will. I don't want more Venom and Carnage.
You know about the black costume? That's a symbiote.
But it wasn't, though. It was just a black costume. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not until you hit, like, Venom as a character that suddenly it's like, oh, the black costume is a thing and it's a character and it's whatever. And look, I like Venom as an antagonist for Spider-Man. Like, when Venom was just a guy that would show up every 6 issues or whatever, and McFarlane would draw him even more insane. As a kid, I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, why does
Then Venom became an anti-hero in his own comic book, and it's just like, oh, I don't care.
Why does every really cool villain have to get their own book?
Sure. Like, it is a problem. Like, all these characters get sanded down enough, and they become, like, you have less of a rogues gallery now. You have less of a villain group. And I don't think you're ever going to be in a position where Venom's just going to be a guy that shows up in Spider-Man every 4 or 5 arcs to try and eat his brains. It's just not going to happen.
Just a Dalek.
Yes.
I mean, that's what Daleks do. They show up every couple of arcs.
Probably going to be a little while before they show up next, Patrick. I'm sorry. Bad news today for the
Did you read the newest Moon Knight?
I did.
First of all, I never thought I'd say this. I'm very excited for the Midnight Suns because it's Jed McKay doing them.
Yeah. So Jed McKay and me, hot and cold. I thought the Avengers stuff was okay, but it went on too long, and it clearly was supposed to be about more Kang stuff that unfortunately, like, Marvel Studios pivoted, and it's like, don't do Kang stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you don't have a book anymore, really. And also too many art changes, which is such a Marvel problem. But I thought it was overall, like, it was good, and then it was okay.
He took big swing after big swing after big swing.
Yeah, and I mean, he did a definitive for a writer Avengers run. Like,
Yeah.
it had a statement. It felt like a guy's voice.
And he was telling basically a story through his 3 years.
X-Men I immediately couldn't do. I didn't like the first issue. I don't like most of the artists. I don't like any of the artists on.
So DNX, what kind of crossover is it? Who is it?
X-Men and FF.
Yeah, it's X-Men. Oh, and FF.
Yeah, which is, it just feels like not a mandated thing, but just a general, like, well, the FF and the X-Men are going to be in this Doomsday thing at the end of the year.
Yeah, but they're busy doing Armageddon as well.
How much Boomerang stuff is getting reprinted because Boomerang is in 4 seconds of a trailer?
So I never watched that trailer, and I didn't know he was in the movie until you sent me the Toy Arc Marvel Legends thing.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and said, oh, that's the wrong Boomerang.
Yeah.
Because that's classic Boomerang.
Right.
It's not Superior Foes
Yeah, exactly.
of Spider-Man Boomerang. So at first I'm like, do I need him to complete my Superior Foes? No, I have the white and blue one.
Yeah.
So I was able to check that one off the list. I don't need that Doom because I already got it.
What were we talking about? How do we get on this?
We got on this shot because I asked you if
Moon Knight
DNA. But
so Jed McKay. So X-Men completely checked out. Don't like any of the artists. Did not like the first couple issues I read. Just decided I was not going to do it, and so I've completely been out of that. Moon Knight is so good, and continues to be so good
since the beginning.
Every artist they get is just like, oh, this guy's amazing too.
Yeah. Why don't they let the current guy do covers?
I don't know. That's weird.
He's so dynamic. He's so stylized.
Every title change they do, I think the title changes feel unnecessary, and some of them feel kind of tenuous.
Unless it's just sales boosting.
I guess, I don't know if it's sales boosting, because they always find back to their level. Like, I think people maybe come on with an issue one, and then it's like, no, you're back to the people who are reading the previous 8-issue Vengeance of the Moon Knight book or whatever. But they're all good, and the whole series has been so good for what feels like 5 years now.
Yeah.
I don't know how long he's been on the book, but it feels forever. Yeah, like, no matter
before his 3-year Avengers run.
Yeah, no matter what other McKay stuff is or is not working for me at Marvel, Moon Knight every month delivers the goods, man. Every month.
Like, when the Midnight Mission became a thing, I was so into it.
Yeah.
And then they did a thing that I'm like, this can't last. And it didn't.
Like, this is my review of Moon Knight, and it's the only way I can think to pitch the book. Every single issue, something awesome happens.
Yep.
Like, there's a thing in every single issue where I'm like, God damn, that's awesome. And it's crazy. Like, I don't know how he's still doing it. And some of it's just awesome and like oh, that character showed up, or oh, this guy said a cool thing, or oh, this is an awesome spread of a dude fighting a dragon or whatever that's happening in my Moon Knight comic. But it is every single issue in Moon Knight by Jed McKay. Something makes me go, oh, that's awesome. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what more you want in your superhero comics, but I feel like that's the best you're ever going to get.
Just taking the Midnight Mission concept and just ratcheting it up.
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 issues where he's fighting basically a Eurotrash version of an Asgardian.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is cool.
Yep.
How is this cool? This seems stupid, but it's cool. Yeah, Jed McKay's Moon Knight.
And he's also one of the only people
bulletproof
that when he's like, oh no, we need a magic character, it's gonna be Clea. Granted, he wrote that book.
Yeah, exactly. And that's great. It's a nice reminder of like, oh, I love the Jed McKay Doctor Strange run. I thought that was super good.
Doctor Strange is not the Sorcerer Supreme.
Right. He's not even on Earth anymore. Yeah. He's in Asgard. So yeah, it's and why not Clea? Like, she's still a warlord. Like, she's still a Faltine or whatever. Like, she can still do magic stuff. But she's a better. I liked her when they would do Moon Knight stuff with Moon Knight and Clea, because Clea feels like the magic user that would work with Moon Knight. Where like everyone else is like, you're crazy, and she's like, oh, he's kind of fun. Like, he's not pretending to be something he's not. He's a crazy guy that worships a moon god. It's like, I get that. Okay.
Yeah.
People are afraid of you. They're afraid of me too. It's fine.
Yeah, Moon Knight is constantly a book that I'm like, yes.
Yeah. I don't think it's ever the book that's like the top of my pile, but every time I get to it, I'm like, yes, goddamn.
There's several books that I am like over a year behind on.
Some of them almost 5 years behind on. Is it 10? How far behind are you on Saga?
Moon Knight was one of those books, and I had, I think, 18 stacked up.
Yeah.
And one Sunday, I just sat down and started reading them, and they just gripped me so much. I flew through them.
Yeah.
And then I tried to do that with Green Lantern, and I couldn't because at my core, I'm a superhero guy, and I'm not a sci-fi guy.
Yeah, and I think Green Lantern has, and I like Green Lantern. Jeremy Adams' Green Lantern, I think is good.
Yeah. But I like it the most when it's on Earth.
Sure. And I mean, obviously you're talking about, Moon Knight, which is like a gritty-ish crime action comic
level
vigilante thing versus, the galactic space cop stuff of Green Lantern. But Green Lantern has the problem to me of frequently feeling a little dispersed in its storytelling. You know what I mean? Like Green Lantern could be anybody. Right now it's Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's a backup with Hal Jordan doing stuff with one of the Wonder Twins. The one that's not an Aquaman, I guess. Also a Jeremy Adams book, surprise. But it can feel like that book is kind of doing different things kind of all the time. And Moon Knight, while they're always kind of shifting up a gear of like, what is happening? Who is Moon Knight? What is the villain?
How insane is he?
It always feels like it's operating in this band of what a Moon Knight book should be. So you could read 18 of them, even though like, here it's the Shroud, here it's Mark Spector, here it's, Jake Lockley or whatever. Here it's Dominic Carbone, here it's Fred Kamiri or whatever. It's all these different people working on it. But it's still a Moon Knight book, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still, not to borrow a Simpsons quote, but whenever Moon Knight's not on the page, people are saying, where's Moon Knight? With Green Lantern, Hal Jordan could be popping in and out of the book. It could be 17 Green Lanterns this month. It could be just one guy. You could be with Hal and Carol on a date in France, or it could be the entire Green Lantern Corps fighting the entire Starbreaker Corps.
I dare say when this book was relaunched, it was relaunched as a Hal Jordan book.
It definitely was. And that was the appeal of it.
Yeah. And I just want Hal Jordan on Earth stories. And once it started not...
That was how it relaunched.
When it started not being that, I'm like, that's why they stacked up so much.
Yeah. And that's honestly kind of what they're doing now with Kyle Rayner, where it's Kyle Rayner and his girlfriend and occasionally Wally West in California.
Yeah.
Like wrapping up Green Lantern stuff and dealing with their personal lives and all that.
Does Kyle make sure to never let his girlfriend use the refrigerator?
I don't know if they've made that joke. They probably shouldn't.
What about his wrestler friend? Has he been in the book yet?
He's not shown up since DCKO.
It's too bad.
I'm sure he'll show up.
He's on his way. But yeah, Moon Knight was easy to blow through. Yeah, not blow through, but like read 18 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, not only...
Like, I wanted to turn the page.
Yeah.
I wanted the next.
And that's the thing, like, not only because of the way it's structured and because of kind of how it doesn't vary its approach as much as other books might that might throw you off or make you feel like the story isn't working for you. But it's also the propulsive nature of the story. It's meant to be a page-turning book. It's meant to be the sort of thing where it's never just like Moon Knight sitting around in a room talking to a guy. It's like, if he's sitting around in a room, like the mood lighting looks insane and he's talking to himself or his biggest adversary or, a guy who filed his teeth down into spikes who's going to fight him in a hallway while they're both under fear gas. I don't know, man. Like, it's always some insane thing happening.
More people should read Moon Knight. You're right.
It's true.
Hey, do you want to grab your phone and pull up the very nice review we just got?
Oh, sure. We got a review from someone named Enrique. Enrique gave us a 5-star review, and they said, well-stocked store, immaculately organized, something for every reader. It's the perfect, welcoming neighborhood shop. And Patrick said, wow, thank you so much for this amazing review. Thank you for getting what we're about.
I didn't realize you were going to read my follow-up because I was going to say basically...
Oh, it was on the screen there.
Yeah, all right.
It was only a couple sentences.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we try to do every day.
Yeah, it feels good. Patrick, we run a good store.
It feels like he gets it, like we were seeing,
True.
Yeah.
I've said before, like, I like reviews where someone gives a bit of feedback. You know what I mean? Like, it's
5-star reviews are great, but they don't let us know what the person liked.
I've written reviews. I've reviewed different businesses, usually because they've requested it or because I feel like it's necessary because I saw something online where I'm like, that's not representative of what that business does. So usually, if I give a review and it's 5 stars, I'm not just going to give 5 stars and move on. And I know some businesses, they don't care. They just want, that helps.
A lot of things won't let you. You got to put something in the text box.
But I always want to put at least a sentence or two of just like, that I had a good experience or that so-and-so helped me or whatever. Like, and because I know for a store owner, I like seeing that. Like, again, if it was a 5-star thing, what did you like? Did someone help you out? Did you find a good book? Did you like a section of the store? Did you find it easy to get what you needed, etc.?
Were you excited that you heard Richie Kotzen playing?
Anything. Terrible music playing in the store.
One of the things that I dislike vehemently as a consumer is constant requests for reviews or surveys.
Yeah, we're never going to do it.
Every time I buy something from Home Depot,
Mm-hmm.
if I buy it online for in-store pickup or whatever, it's constantly, hey, how did you like insert item? You can review it here.
Yeah.
Every visit to my doctor is followed with a, hey, can you fill out this 2-minute survey about your, like, no. You know what my feedback is? I keep going.
Yeah. There's been a couple times where because every time we do like a Shopify support ticket, there's an automated thing of like, rate the person who helped you on a scale of like frowny face to smiley face. And most times I just ignore it. But like, if I ever really have a good experience where someone's like, holy shit, like I thought this was going to be a multi-day problem and they figured it out in like under 20 minutes and they made it so I could do my job and I didn't lose sales, then I will do like a positive review. But most times it's just like, I already resent having to take time out of my day to open this support ticket. Do not make me add more time onto it. I want to get back to my job.
Fair. Absolutely fair. Getting back to our job is something that we eagerly do every day the store's open. Thanks for listening.
And keep reading comics.
This has been Contest of Challengers. Thanks for listening. Keep reading comics. Challengers is located at 1845 Northwestern Avenue in the Bucktown neighborhood of Chicago. 773-278-0155. Keep up to date with new releases and events at challengerscomics.com and help fund this podcast at patreon.com/challengers.